Pick It and Flick It podcast. I always start with going, I don't know why, but I always feel like
crutch word.
My is pretty, I don't know, it sounds nice, I think.
Yeah.
Might not be like the most appealing thing in the world, but
it gets the job done.
Yeah, you know, I don't know, I got that little rasp. Oh boy, this was a spicy meatball all wrapped together before, during, and after. And I think every fucking YouTube review channel for movies or video games or audio is just taking a break from their regular day-to-day advertisements and reviewing this movie.
And now that you mention it, this podcast is sponsored by. Just kidding. We don't have any.
You know, we are one subscriber away from 90 as of this morning when I checked again. So if you're listening, I mean, this is the first 60 seconds or so.
Yeah.
Just hit that subscribe
Well,
button.
I think the human attention span is about 12 seconds, so we probably already lost them all.
No, you're right.
Yeah, whatever.
That's okay.
See ya.
Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad.
Oh, excuse me.
Whoa.
Jesus.
We're not.
The Suicide.
Get it right.
Suicide Squad.
Right.
Are we allowed to say that? I've heard a lot of people like
the name.
calling it the Squad.
Who?
Like a couple of movie reviewers that I can't even remember.
Well, then if they're too much of a pussy to say that, then
didn't
they
Red
don't.
Letter Media say the Squad?
I don't think so.
I
Maybe
think
as a joke.
Oh.
But I haven't seen.
Oh, you didn't watch their
No,
review?
I
Well, I already had my mind
when
made
I
up.
when I know we are doing a cast, I try to stay away from these things because I don't like to get too divergent or similar, whatever the fuck word I'm looking for here.
Divergent? Isn't that a canceled movie? When that movie didn't
No,
make it
Divergent was a series that I read in school. And
yeah,
then
but
they
it was
made
also movies.
Yeah,
and the third one just didn't come out or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, me either. Well, I'm glad that you're not being persuaded by other people's opinions.
Yeah.
That's a big
It's a big
right there. But I watched it, and it didn't change my mind at all. So, which is fine. But
here we are.
So, first of all, I just don't understand how we could. Is this a reboot? Is this a sequel?
So I was going to say, I feel like we have to at least briefly mention that this is, in fact, a second movie. In case this is your first finding out of this entire movie.
Oh, you like me?
Right.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, you haven't even seen it up until this exact second. You've never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
You just crawled out of the cave.
Yep.
And your first intro back into society is our stupid podcast.
Yes.
Here we are. It's 2021. And I, as you know, was actually quite looking forward to this film. And shockingly, because the first one that came out in 2016 was a fucking disaster on every conceivable front.
Still haven't seen it.
Right, and you don't have to have seen this film.
I can't fathom seeing that film over this one.
It is
and this
insane.
one's supposedly better.
And that's the thing, because this movie came out at the worst possible time for it, I think, because obviously the unnamed superstorm of things that has happened over the last year or so.
Yeah.
Not sure if we can talk about it still. I don't know.
The C word?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, cunt.
Yeah, cunt, right. That's allowed at almost 5 minutes in, right?
I mean, if not, sack up, Buttercup, because I'm sure it's only going to
We're offensive. It's
okay. we're going to go down from here. But this movie came out at a weird time because apparently the one that came out in 2016 was cut to hell, changed around, and not what director David Ayer wanted.
So literally every movie that's come out in the past 5 years?
Correct.
Okay.
A Zack Snyder's Justice League of sorts.
I'm just so sick of that.
It's weird. I don't know why you would hire someone to make a movie and then change everything they did. That happened with Christopher Miller and Phil Lord with Solo. And I'm sure it's happened thousands of other times that aren't as well known. And right now, Release the Ayer cut has been making the rounds.
Oh, stop it.
Which, if it does ever materialize, I will be curious to check out because...
Did you watch all 14 hours of Justice League?
I have watched all 27 hours of the Justice League.
Well, I'm sad that you wasted 65 hours.
Well, yeah, I guess out of the two of us, I am what a shameful thing I'm about to say. I am the resident expert on the current DC universe of films. I guess I love to punish myself, and I love to watch money burn.
You definitely.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of most of these, but I was looking forward to this one because the first one was so bad it couldn't have been worse. This movie couldn't have possibly been worse than the first one if they tried. Okay, so I saw what they were doing. I saw the trailer. James Gunn obviously was fired for making jokes about this and that.
The Pizzagate formations.
Sure, I don't even know what that means, but
never heard of Pizzagate?
Well, I've heard of it, but I don't know his involvement or.
Yeah, that's what he was making like jokes about.
Oh, he was making jokes about. Okay, I just know that he was canceled, as they say.
And I mean, we have to talk about it.
Okay.
Because it's current news.
Let's hear it.
He's going to be canceled again.
It's happening.
Because, of course, you can't do anything. You can't. First of all,
can't hurt anybody's feelings.
Let me rant here. Yes, this is a Suicide Squad review, right? But
it is.
We got to.
Generally.
Or discussion or whatever. But we got to just talk about this for a minute.
Okay.
Because I haven't podcasted in a long time, so this is always good. You can't. In America, we're built on two things, right?
Sex and rock and roll.
On a realistic slap in your face, here's a poster of what we're trying to sell level, we're built on two things. Not sex and rock and roll. Money.
Yes.
Right? And freedom. And the big thing about freedom, and when you come to the United States, is it's the second chance, right? That's like everything that we're built upon. And I'm getting this inspiration from Frank Gallagher because he is, the writing for that show is just something else.
Yes.
In one of the episodes, he talks
is wonderful.
Yes. One of the episodes he talks about how the American dream is to have a second chance. James Gunn has come out, and this is I'm tying it all together, so stick with me.
It's a circle.
James Gunn has come out and said, listen, I've grown as a person. My comedy has changed. My sense of humor has changed. My acting around both people on and off screen has changed.
Yep.
Please forgive me for the things I did a decade ago, and
you know
let's
what?
move forward.
That's a perfectly justifiable thing to have happen, okay? When is it too much? Like, I remember they were trying to cancel John Wayne for things he said and did. Like, the guy's been dead for 50 years.
Yeah, sure.
When is it not only just way too far out of time, like the statute of limitations, if you will, for that sort of thing, but
when
also
does it time out?
Is everyone going to act like they've never engaged in any edgelord sort of, and that's clearly with what you have sent me recently with the for lack of better terms, pedophile birthday party of sorts. Yep, sorry. I sorry if Chris Hansen's going to bust out the door.
Bing!
If you've seen any of my reviews at youtube.com/confusedreviews, you would know I have a very, very stern stance on that sort of kid diddlings, if you will.
The behavior
I'm not
of
for
adults with
and I
younger
think
people.
if you engage in that stuff, politely jump off an overpass and squash your head like a fucking watermelon.
Sure.
But, and that's where the juicy butt comes in.
Natasha isn't here, so we can't talk. She's not coming in yet. She will be.
If it's interrupted later, you'll know whom that is. But if the theme was that's fucking retarded. I know we're not supposed to say these things.
Yeah, it's all right.
But that's the best way. It's clearly meant to be shocking for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And so I would say as long as there were no actual kids or any of that actually going on, that's all fine and good. You do your weird stuff.
Yeah.
As long as nobody's getting hurt, as long as no actual victims are coming out of that.
Yeah.
I think you're allowed to do birthday parties about SpongeBob, fucking Kim Kardashian, or dressing up like a priest, because it turns out they have a knack for engaging in such activities.
Sure. And so what people don't know, and if you're listening and you might not know because we have some different listeners on this channel.
Yes.
There's been like recent accusations, and James Gunn, the director of Suicide Squad, was named again in a case that kind of involves some frowned upon activity.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about like illegal activity. It was just like a theme of, we already said it, but like a pedophilia themed party. And I guess it's taken out of color. It's a little it's a gray spot because it's not illegal, but it's like you're kind of being frowned upon, right? So that's what we're referencing to when it comes to the picture, because the picture came out with the lead singer of Mindless Self-Indulgence.
And I think if you
James
want to
Gunn.
joke about anything, I think you should be allowed to do so. I think it's okay for people to get their little feelings hurt sometimes, as long as it's not.
I think it's like an awakening thing.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know. It's strange.
I want to keep the full circle thing going, but like let's look at this movie for instance.
Yes,
we have a guy who has the ability to spark up energy in a boomerang, and he throws it around and decapitates people.
Yes,
right. So you have the means, like the creative expression in a movie to do that, right? For the same reason that you can have the creative means to do what kind of jokes and what kind of themed parties you want to do.
And that it was his
it's a
artistic vision, and I would say he has just as much a right to do that as those fucking weirdos who do like interpretive dance. And
furries.
And
don't
forget
the furries.
I think if you want to dress up like a giant fucking Bugs Bunny looking bitch and walk around, you should go ahead. Do what you want to do.
And here's the other thing, too, that we have existing in the world is like this stepbrother, stepsister incest porn that I actually recently learned about, not too long ago. So there's people out there that have these weird obsessions with weird things.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me humans are weird and do weird, depraved things?
I know.
This is the first time hearing of it.
I know. And also that, yes, you can judge people for that, but when a guy comes out and says, this happened 15 years ago,
and
the things that I've said happened 10 years ago on a social media platform that has literally banned the president and has changed... Ex-president.
Time is relative.
I know. And changed, like, their whole terms and services stuff. Like
at the whim,
But the last year, the entire world changed it imploded, right?
To take that back in our wheelhouse, like, YouTube does that a lot for me.
Sure.
Obviously, I use copyrighted content in every video, every one of my reviews, whatever. It's within the grounds of fair use because it's parody and critique and education.
Yeah, which anyone can do, right? Because everyone has an asshole, and it's like an opinion.
Exactly. That's why I'm allowed to do it, is because I can, right? And so YouTube will allow a video to be monetized for 4 years, whatever, it's fine. And then at the drop of a hat, I'll look on my creator studio thing, and a video will be blocked worldwide because of a copyright thing from 5 seconds of a movie or any number of things.
Song,
right.
Or who knows what.
I don't understand how changing all of these things is just at a whim. Like, you can just decide, James Gunn makes a movie in 2007 called Super where Rainn Wilson gets raped by Elliot Page. You've never seen this?
No.
Yes, this is a classic bit of cinema where it's almost like this, where he becomes a real life superhero, and a young lady rapes Rainn Wilson and then gets her face fucking shot off. Spoilers for that movie.
Well.
So you're telling me that Disney, with its insane background checks that I'm sure they do on every person that's ever been in front of or behind
the helm of a Disney
anything.
Movie. Yeah.
You're gonna tell me you didn't give that one watch and think maybe this guy's a little off the wall and eccentric and does really weird shit.
But I think that's why things like Guardians of the Galaxy succeeded so well.
Well, yes, he has an immense talent for taking weird, very off the wall, off color, frowned upon even situations, characters, personalities, and makes you care.
Yeah, he turns them on their head, for sure.
I know we haven't really talked much about the movie. We haven't even said, but it all comes together because I think this was the best possible telling of a story like this with characters of this caliber. Like, that's the point of Suicide Squad, is fucking Z-list characters that no one ever would think to give a personality or any sort of dynamic depth, and makes you care, and then will fucking kill all of them without a second's remorse. Like, I think this is what James Gunn was supposed to be doing. I love Guardians of the Galaxy. It's my favorite series of the Marvel shit, and I'm excited to see what he does next. I want to see the third one and whatever, but I feel like this was much more in tune with what he's good at.
Yeah, I think
this is a guy who made like Tromeo and Juliet and a weird movie called Slither about little fucking snake creatures that eat people.
They did Nomiel. He did Nomiel and Juliet.
No, Tromeo and Juliet.
What is that?
Yeah, that's a trauma film. In the same vein as Toxic Avenger, that company. I think that's what he that's what he started out doing, was those weird
just like
exploitation horror schlock.
Well, not that it's
yeah, James Gunn wrote Tromeo and Juliet, and Lloyd Kaufman was actually in Suicide Squad and I remember when we saw it, I go, was that Lloyd Kaufman? And I looked, and he's in it.
Really?
For 1 second.
One little split.
So he's clearly taking everything he knows and loves and polka dot manning it out into a fucking 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
Where it's just balls to the walls crazy. Spoilers for the whole movie because
coming up now.
Right now. If you haven't seen it, go see it.
So the best part about YouTube is that we can actually put little chapters in now, which I got to learn how to do that.
Yeah,
I
think it's in the description. You do that.
Yeah,
okay.
I want to do it so that it breaks down.
So
if you're starting listening now, welcome to
that was our little pre-discussion.
Yeah, welcome to the
brief
actual discussion and review of the Suicide Squad 2021.
Sorry if our stances made you upset.
Yeah, whatever.
Fuck you.
If that's gonna make people more upset than anything else.
Sorry.
But if you're listening this far, thank you so much. So here's the big thing. I didn't like this movie starting off. Okay. So there's going to be some twists and turns, and I know you already got spoiled by my score, but we're gonna draw it out.
Yeah.
This movie did literally exactly what I did not want it to do.
Okay.
For the first half.
Okay.
It brought in, like you were just saying, characters that we have no fucking clue who they are.
Yes.
And if we do, it's because we've read some off the wall.
And I know
comic
none
thing.
of these people.
I only knew
aside from Harley and Boomerang and Rick Flagg, because those three were in the first one.
Okay.
And see, here's where I think we're going to disagree, because I thought the first 10 minutes, however long the first segment is
to
before
the beach scene,
to the opening credits, they managed to make all of these characters like Blackguard, Javelin, and Savant, all of these characters who I have never heard of and will never probably
see
give a
again.
shit.
You're not going to see them again because they're dead.
Well, yeah, unless they're not, because comic books movies like to do that. But they managed to make all of these characters more interesting and made me care about them more than the first Suicide Squad movie did in its entirety. A lot of these comic book movies don't really have me caring much.
Yeah.
I think we're going to compare it a lot to Black Widow, which we talked about recently.
We recently did, yeah, so you can go listen to that.
And I just look at this movie, and James Gunn managed to make me care about a guy who shoots fucking polka dots out of his wrist gauntlet thingies.
Yeah.
And so I think this movie was perfect in that regard, and I really enjoyed the first 10 minutes. I think you could cut it off right there, and it's a nice little short film.
I don't think so.
And I think it's weird because I see people comparing it a lot to Deadpool, which I agree.
Okay.
But Suicide Squad is made for that, isn't it?
I mean,
for characters to just be killed at a whim.
I don't know a whole lot about the Suicide Squad comic book side.
From what I know, I just know they're like just normal schmucks who are very dispatchable. They don't matter, so you can just throw them in there.
Well, that's the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So they're villains that they're trying to have.
They're villains who are bad at being villains, basically. Like
they're not even that. I feel like Harley's not a bad villain. Like, she's not bad at being a villain, right? She's constructive. She's a little crazy because she's been hanging out with the Joker. But here's the big thing. They need people with superpowers to go in and do the government's corrupted work. So they offer these villains time off their sentence in jail to go and do this corrupted work.
And if they all die,
it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter.
Right? So that's kind of like, that's the best part about it. And that's what I really appreciated in the second half of the movie, and we'll obviously get there.
Yeah.
This first half, I'm thinking what you're saying as far as, like, you could probably cut the first 15 minutes before the credit roll, or end it at the credit roll, and it would be a nice little short film. Because there is that subtle hints of like character development and placement and the conversations.
I purposely stayed away from everything because I didn't want. I knew this was going to be off the wall crazy because again, James Gunn.
I didn't even watch the trailers, man.
Yeah, I saw a few.
We talked about this. When did we talk about this?
A long time ago.
We've been talking about this since fucking like WandaVision. When in our reviews of WandaVision,
and even then I was saying I'm really banking on this working.
If someone goes back and listens to WandaVision, please let us know.
I was on the ground floor. Supporting this
you
one.
said this every chance you could. Every time there was a fucking trailer drop or like a new poster, you were like texting me like, check this out. And I was like, no, Luke, like I'm not watching this.
And that's the thing is I was into it, but then as the closer it got, I realized, shit, I'm going to get stuff spoiled if I keep going. So I backed away, and the first like 3 weeks leading up to it, or 3 weeks before, I didn't know. I had no idea where it was going. And I started to watch it, and I realized, oh, he's killing them all off so that you have no idea who's safe and who's not. And I think they managed to do it perfectly for the most part. This movie is very weird and off the wall in all the right ways, I guess.
There's two parts of this movie that actually matter, right? It's the very beginning before the credit rolls and the last 20 minutes. So those are like the two parts. So I feel like we're going to be stuck on this opening portion for a little while in our discussion.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to say about that portion that I've already kind of said I didn't like, right? Why bring in characters that probably have some rather interesting storyline in their lore that have already been existing in a comic book before? And just annihilate them. Right?
For that exact reason.
And I get it. But here's the thing. Weasel, who we later find out, this is a major spoiler, but we later find out is not dead.
Yeah.
Like, is the first to die, right? And it's like...
That's good.
No. That character was terrible. And the execution of that character was terrible. And the sound effects for that character was terrible. Like, everything about that character made me go, I'm about... done already. And he dies in the first 10 minutes, which is great because once he drowns, I was like, cool. Savant.
They kind of set him up to be the protag.
Well, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like the spin on it, but talk about a character that you want to know more about.
Yeah.
Because he nukes a bird with a ball in the opening scenes of this movie. And it's like, okay, cool. What more can he do?
Yeah.
And then they blow him up. And
I think what did they say? He was like an expert in combat and he can shoot.
Yeah.
We got two other guys who do that. I'm fine with him.
Yeah.
And it showed that Waller was willing to kill anybody if they fuck around. And that's why, like, at the end, when she's gonna kill Idris Elba, I was thinking, fuck, maybe she might. I don't even know.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know. I think he deliberately picked who he picked. Like, I know from what very little I've read and watched and critiqued, I suppose, regarding it after I saw it, is a lot of people were upset that they killed Captain Boomerang.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, why the fuck? Like, first of all, I didn't.
Perfect.
I loved the first movie.
I thought it was great because everybody was ranting and raving about him in the first one, and he was okay. I don't like Jai Courtney. I don't think he's a very good actor, but he's good as this guy.
Well,
so when they just fucking kill him...
He's an ugly, like, scruffy-looking bastard who's got a boomerang as a weapon. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you have this character that can literally behead people with a very strange weapon that they light up with energy, and then they fucking blow... I wanted so much more of this gritty, douchebag-looking character. And he spoke like a douchebag. Like, when he was talking to everyone, he was just... I don't know. And I get it. I get your, like, fuck the world stance of it because it's just like...
it's it's weird because, like, the first half is very nihilistic and cynical, and that's the point is who cares? Javelin gets blown to Swiss cheese. No one gives a shit. And then at the end...
And I didn't care about
I wound up carrying...
Peter Davison.
Pete Davidson gets his face blown off, and
What's his
I
character,
loved it.
Blackguard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't...
I thought it was great
because
I think Pete Davidson... is good, but can also be very obnoxious. And I was worried that they were just going to let him do things, and instead they did exactly what they should have, and they just killed him right away.
And he got a brutal death too.
Nice.
Next to
nice.
What's his name that saves Weasel again?
Savant.
Next to Savant, he got the next brutal death because Savant just got his head blown off, but this guy gets his face
and the one
ripped off.
Orange lady burns to death brutally, and I thought that was great.
fuck, what's her name? Gora or
Goro? Sure.
Borgi. I don't know, and I don't care. I didn't care about that character at all. She said like, and that was like
that was her Oscar contender.
Yeah, that was like the big thing that she did. Now I want to know what her.
So do you want to talk about John Cena?
I
liked John Cena, and you know what? That is a sentence I never expected to say unsarcastically.
Wait, what about TDK?
Oh yeah, he did exactly what he should have.
He's in Firefly, isn't he? Who's that guy that plays him?
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
Nathan Fillion?
Yep.
Yeah, he's in Firefly. He's like the main character of a TV show that's like cult followed because it only has one season and it was super good but got shut down. And then I just want to know what her fucking name is. That's the only thing I'm trying to find, and I stumbled across TDK.
Yeah. He was great because you had no idea what he was doing. I had no idea what his acronym meant or what he did. He seemed like he was pretty powerful, and then he goes out like a little bitch, which was terrific.
Mongol, I believe is her name. Mongol. I thought it was Gorol or something like that. Goro. But isn't that what is that?
Gorol?
Gorol.
Like Gru from Despicable Me?
Yeah. I guess not. Anyways, John Cena.
Yes.
I don't like John Cena.
I don't care for him.
But I did like him in this movie.
I thought he was really good, and you can tell he's really enjoying playing it. Which is something I don't think people do anymore.
Minor twist in this. Like, he's really the Captain America of the movie, right?
Yes.
If we're going to compare apples to oranges.
Captain America, if you will.
But the big thing is that he not only has like a gun.
He does have a gun. He has several.
He has several guns. But he's also like, listen, I'm Peacemaker. Like, I don't care what it takes. I'm going to make sure that everything is, like, good.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get my job done. So he just is like, I'll kill the good guy. I'll kill the hero if I have to. I don't care.
Which he does at one point with a pretty emotional scene, I would say, where he Mortal Kombat's Rick Flagg in the heart. And I didn't expect that either.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and he's like, Peacemaker's a joke or whatever, and then he dies.
Oh, that's another. Okay, so let's backtrack.
Okay, let's back it up.
All right. About half. There's like the first half of this movie sucks so bad, and I have to say this because Tosh just came down here and is sitting and enjoying our company. But there is a point in this movie that changed everything for me,
and it was when John Cena made sure Sebastian the Rat had a drink at the bar. That's exactly what I was going to say.
A little bit before that. I mean, you're close. They go to the bar.
Yes.
And a song by the musician K. Flay is playing.
Yeah, now, you bent over to me and got very excited.
I got excited, man. So I've been following K. Flay for a very long time, since she had like no followers, and she's starting to blow up quite a bit.
Okay.
That's an old-ass song off of her album Life is a Dog.
Well, yeah, of course, James Gunn has a very good spread of music.
Me. Like, that absolutely fucking shocked me.
Well, because everyone talks about Guardians of the Galaxy, but all of his movies that he's like been pretty involved with all have a very nice sound.
Yes, and I was going to say
he's definitely not a one trick with the music. He definitely knows a ton of different genres and a bunch of different
Here's the really big thing, and I was going to say this, I'm glad you brought it up. Mm-hmm. Things that make or break a movie sometimes is the soundtrack, right? So when you have a good-ass soundtrack, like, that's great. If I walked up to some random person on the street and said, do you know who K. Flay is? They would say no, right?
Flava Flav.
And then if I said, do you know who Journey is? Everyone would be like, yep, know who Journey is, right?
Yeah.
So that is what's super important to me in this, because when that song hit, I was like,
well,
I'm interested. And literally after that point, that bar scene, the movie was fucking awesome.
So basically what you're saying, Dear Hollywood, if you want Vox to like your movie more,
just put
have
in
K. Flay.
Just put in K. Flay or put in like underground music.
Well, I was going to say even, I assume.
I mentioned that I had to say it because Tasha's not here because she fucking hates K. Flay.
Okay.
I love her, but she refuses.
She sucks, according to other sources. But what I was going to say, I'm assuming this is original music. I don't know for sure, but like, I really liked the original stuff that was in there too,
like the scoring.
Yeah, when they were walking on the tarmac. I like the rock tune that they had going.
Yeah, sure.
And all that stuff I enjoyed too, and it got you pumped up at the points you were supposed to. The there were a bunch of songs by Grandson in there, which you know me, I don't know shit about music.
But you
and
knew
I
Grandson.
know them.
Really?
I know them.
They played at Lollapalooza this year.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
So I guess I should have gone.
Yeah, you should have. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
So I could have known 3 songs that they do.
See, there you go. It would have been worth it.
But, like, even that, I really enjoyed the soundtrack. It has a real nice sound. The dialogue wasn't obnoxious and annoying. It was funny when it needed to be. Some of the jokes, little iffy.
It was trying hard.
Overall,
it was trying real hard.
It could have been a lot worse,
Here's
what I'm
saying.
saying.
One thing I want to say, too, that was, like, kind of a for me, is it was so fucking loud. Like,
movies do that, yeah.
But no. This wasn't like this was I've never seen any of these movies, but if I had to compare it, this was like a Fast and the Furious loud.
Oh no! See, if you want to see loud, you need to watch Man of Steel, which is like.
I like Man of Steel.
Oh boy, Man of Steel loud. There's a lot going on.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time. Oh, he's like tearing up the city and stuff.
Yeah.
That makes
Which,
sense.
speaking of tearing up the city, you want to talk about?
Okay, pause again before you drop it.
Oh, hold on. Should we wait? Should we talk about the other characters before we go to that one?
No, fuck the other characters.
Okay. Well,
they're the main people.
Well,
in this
Polka Dot
movie.
Man was.
We'll get to Polka Dot Man at the
end.
end.
See, you're fucking with me now.
No, yeah, I'm just dragging you along. When they first mention the villain,
yeah,
you kind of like looked at me a little. Did you know who the villain in this movie was?
No,
because he's apparently in the trailer, and
Okay.
I didn't see any of the trailers because YouTube. And I'm looking at you too.
Everything I saw,
even though Tasha's
had
not
like
a mic, you drugged me.
Glimpses
to this
of it.
Yeah,
it
you drugged me to this
I
movie.
did.
Right?
You did not want.
I was.
Your
I was
face
not happy.
looked so miserable for most of the first half of this movie.
I told you this movie pissed me the fuck off.
And I was loving everything that was going on, so I
didn't.
was like really surprised. You know what? This movie had fucking creature feature stuff, almost like abstract body horror with Polka Dot Man. It had like 80s like sitcom schlock going on at some points. I got all kinds of different
3 big points in this movie. We already hit the one. The bar scene was the one, right?
I really like the bar scene.
The second one is when we kind of skipped over it, but when Taika Waititi showed up, I was like,
oh yeah,
I was okay.
He's addicted to smack and and he comes out of nowhere.
He's
I had no idea
1,
he was
right?
he was in it.
Because they kind of like
if I did, he didn't because he wasn't in the trailers or anything.
No, and they're like, oh, that's Ratcatcher 2, and they're like, well, what happened to Ratcatcher 1?
He died.
He died. Yeah, so like this is his
perfect.
daughter. Like done.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, cool. But then they show him, and I was like, oh fuck! Like
he was
this
playing
is
Albert
another
Einstein.
I was like, this is another plus. And then the third is about what we were just going to talk about, the actual villain, if we will,
because
of the movie.
Everyone goofs on these movies for having the end of second act big reveal of some sort of laser beam from the sky or some big dumb pile of slop that the bad guys
half breed.
Yeah, where the good guys have to punch them.
Yeah, where it's like the half CGI, half human face thing.
And might I say,
a big CGI monster.
This is the best use of that because Starro, which I just found out was a Justice League bad guy.
The first Justice League.
The first one. Yeah. Setting the bar real high with this one.
Really going for it.
Yeah, so I had no idea what he did. He had little face huggers come out of his armpit vagina.
He reproduces out of his armpit vagina. And that is great.
Yes, and what I really liked was that they said that the people were dead underneath. So as soon as you get suction cupped or whatever, you're fucked.
You just die.
Because you know how in these movies when that sort of thing happens, at the end they kill the hive mind and everything's hunky-dory.
It's like the SpongeBob movie when Plankton takes over and puts
all hail
buckets on
Plankton. That's exactly the perfect comparison to this movie.
Oh my God.
Except for Gary's not all good afterwards. Gary's fucking dead.
He's dead. His eye sockets are just dry.
And then we find out. See that's the other thing. There's so much to discuss with this film. We find out that what's his name, Brainiac.
The Thinker.
Sure.
Hang on.
He like
Deep Thought. No, that's Hitchhiker's Guide.
Deep Thought. Yes.
That's Hitchhiker's
Deep
Guide.
Deep Throat. What?
Yeah, you've never seen Deep Throat. Hold on. So hold the phone.
He likes rodents up his ass, and he apparently at some point fucked Starro, which we find out pretty explicitly, and I'm thinking the people who make that weird fan art online, they're having a field day, I bet, with this one.
Yeah, because that's called like what, hentai or something like that?
I don't
know. Which is like tentacle porn.
Anime.
The Thinker. That's his name.
Okay, yeah. So he was great too. Because that's the Doctor Who guy. Yeah. I'm an American, so I don't know what the fuck Doctor Who is.
He is a Doctor
but he's
Who
a Doctor
guy.
Who. That's the one thing I know about Doctor Who. He's in it.
Whoa, excuse me. It's he's in Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. He's in Christopher Robin with
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah,
I actually like that movie.
I didn't see it. Was it good?
It's not bad. It's like
I love Winnie the Pooh.
I would gladly watch a little kid go to watch that movie because they would be fucking miserable. The whole. It's not like. It's like Christopher Robin is having a midlife crisis and his marriage is falling apart.
So it's a big
it's
boy
basically
movie.
like a schizophrenic meltdown with with the honey. What the
man.
What the fuck is it? The 1,000 Acre Woods.
Yeah.
See, I remember
100 Acre Woods.
100 Acre Woods. I'm
Whatever.
going too big with Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Piglet, and they all are like.
Be careful when you say Tigger.
Easy there.
Yeah, I know.
No,
you said it really sharply.
Did I? Okay.
Careful.
I'm talking about cartoon characters. Please don't kill me. I'm not trying to be mean.
Oh my.
Unless I am.
So he's also in Paddington 1 and 2, and to just the cherry on the fucking top, World War Z.
Oh.
I don't know. Is he the one that does the clickety clackety with his jaw?
Perhaps. I haven't seen World War Z since it hit theaters because
it was bad.
It was not very good. Great concept.
Real
great
quick
cast.
review of World War Z. 4 out of 10. Done.
We're living World War Z right now.
It would be way better if we were, honestly.
That's what I've been saying is
sprinting zombies that can take helicopters out of the sky.
We managed to get all the worst parts of the apocalypse movies.
Yeah, you're right.
Where are zombies
whiny
or like
bitches and fucking lying
gremlins
media
or something?
Yeah, I'm over it. Anyways, Starro is a thing,
yes.
And that was cool.
I really liked it. I didn't like the one thing I was thinking about as Harley Quinn stabs it in the eye with a toothpick.
Oh, fuck off.
Here.
What a shit
That's the one.
What a shit thing.
Well, I liked that, but what I didn't like was how none of the guns popped the eye, but a spear did. And that was the only part of the movie I didn't like.
Yeah, and I guess they can, I'm just reaching here, but I guess they can, say that the spear had mythological...
Like TDK. I was trying to work one out.
Yeah. The spear that has, mythical abilities and, because it's from the spear guy. What's his name? Javelin? Mm-hmm. And
Which oh my God, I almost forgot. That's my boy Flua Borg, whom I think I told you right after we watched it.
Try again.
I used to watch that guy on YouTube in 2008. He was one of the OG people I actually followed, along with here's gonna show my age a little bit with Ray William Johnson and
so
Smosh. Comparatively, that's like a lifetime ago.
You can't legally drink in a bar yet, and it's like
Shh, don't expose me.
I'm exposed.
I'm only 11 years old.
Confused,
but. So seeing him in the movie made me very delighted, and then he has, what I realized too. Speaking of Deadpool, I just thought of this. They did one of the jokes that I think they wanted to do but couldn't was when in Deadpool 2 when he dies for a second and he and then he comes back. They actually paid off that joke much better here because he just actually dies and he doesn't finish his sentence.
Which one was this?
Which one?
Who actually dies and doesn't finish his sentence?
Deadpool 2. He says Deadpool does.
Yeah, I know, but who in this
Javelin.
movie?
Remember when he says,
throw
my spear, and then he died? That was great.
Oh, yeah.
That was fantastic.
Okay, I get it. All right.
Because they wanted to do that, but they can't kill off Ryan Reynolds because his beautiful face makes too much money.
Yeah, so that's... God.
What a film.
What
a cinema
the spear
this
thing
was.
fucking pissed me off. What was the other thing we were going to say real quick?
They didn't kill off Sebastian. That's exactly what I was going to say.
No. I wanted to say one other thing that bugged me about the second half of the movie is the Mortal Kombat-esque kill that we got with
Rick Flagg.
Rick Flagg.
I didn't mind it.
What are you doing?
I thought first of all,
Luke.
Like I said, this Joel McHale.
Okay.
That's the guy from Community. I don't know this guy's name. Can you Jamie, pull that up for me.
What? I got you. What for?
Rick Flagg, the guy who plays
Rick
him.
Flagg.
I don't remember a single thing about him from the first one, except for he was dating
Joel Kinnaman.
He was dating the chick that turned out to be the bad guy in that one. And that was the only thing I remember of that Rick Flagg.
Was he RoboCop?
No, that was maybe. No.
He was.
I was gonna
He was
what?
RoboCop.
You know what I was gonna say?
Gary Oldman's in that movie?
First of all, I was gonna say Carl Urban because I was thinking of Judge Dredd.
Oh, Carl Urban is
because
Judge Dredd,
I really just wanted to talk about Carl Urban for a moment.
He's the guy in everything.
He's the guy. But speaking of the guy, Rick Flagg was fucking tremendous in this movie.
He was all right.
I cared about him. I understood his motivations. He wasn't just Colonel.
I want to ask you a thing real quick.
Break.
Have you ever heard of Jonah Falk?
I've heard of Joan of Arc. She got burned alive, right?
I'm going to spell this. Hold on. It's not Jonah. It's Johan. Johan Falk?
You don't mess with the Johan?
Have you ever heard of this?
No.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 movies.
Are you sure they're movies?
And he is in them.
Are they movies or are they... Is this on Letterboxd or is that like
This is Letterboxd.
Okay, so that might be... Check. Are those movies or is that like how they log Black Mirror episodes individually?
They do that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, this looks like a movie.
So I don't know what that is.
And he's in it.
Okay.
He's in all of them, all 12 of them.
Do you think he's as good in those as he is in this? Because...
No, these look bad.
See, generally, I've seen a lot of characters die in movies.
Falk. What is it? Oh, it's a film series. It is. It consists of 20 films.
And he's in all of them.
And he's only in 12. He's in 12 of them.
Just 12 movies.
Just 12 of the fucking 20 from 99 to 2005. 15 were released directly to DVD. That's great to know.
Okay. I was waiting for the catch.
That's where he gets his acting from. He's in Johan
He has been
Falk.
in things before this movie.
He's good.
But I was going to say, I've seen a lot of character deaths. And I would say Joel... What's his name? Joel
Kinnaman.
Joel Kinnaman. I'm having a Rich Evans moment
Kinnaman. There's not an R in there.
Okay. He played off dying very well. A lot of people are very hokey about it, and his felt very natural to me. Having seen a lot of, chicks get slammed in sleeping bags up against trees and the sort.
Don't forget lit on fire, hanging.
That does
from a tree.
happen
a
few times, yeah.
Sleeping bag hanging from
a tree. You put it in the sleeping bag, you set it on fire.
And then hang it from a tree.
And then hang it from a tree. And while that's happening, another dude gets caught in a bear trap, and then he stabs him in the face.
This is a huge spoiler, for Easter egg. This is an Easter egg into...
the next one Pay up, fuckers.
A Patreon exclusive from Confused Reviews. Not that anyone is going to listen to 45 minutes into this. Yeah,
this is off the rails like always.
Regardless, I don't know.
I really like
Flagg
this movie.
was just whatever.
Oh,
Flagg was just whatever. Okay. So let's break her down here so we can get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God! Real quick.
Yeah.
We're forgetting what's going to be the most remembered aspect of this film.
Polka Man.
No.
King Shark.
Yes.
Fuck.
We got to talk about him.
No.
Why?
I don't like him.
Why not?
He was this cute little it was the same thing as Winston or whatever his name is.
Winston?
Who's the weasel? Or not the weasel, the rat.
Sebastian. Okay, right.
Whatever.
Right.
I
First
got
of all,
the and part right.
First of all, okay, so we got to talk about Sebastian for a brief moment because my Letterboxd review is now I think is my most popular on there.
Oh, with what? 5 likes?
Exactly. That's
6 likes.
What up?
I liked it earlier.
I said Sebastian for Best Supporting Actor 2022. They even made me care about a fucking rat. He waves, and he's all cute, and he's not annoying. They don't overplay the hand of the cute thing. And are you ready? I told you the hot take. Here's the hottest one. This is right off the burner. Ratcatcher and King Shark are a better Rocket and Groot, and I'm just going to say it. Oh yeah!
Oh my God, that's a dangerous thing.
And you know what? That might be recency bias. It might be just because it's fresher. But I really enjoyed all of them, and I wasn't thinking merchandising like I do with most of these cute, cuddly things.
Listen,
like Baby Groot is just clearly for the toys.
It doesn't matter. I like Ratcatcher as well. I like Polka Dot Man.
And I like the actress who plays Ratcatcher. She made me feel things.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to see a lot more of her soon.
Hopefully, a lot more with less on.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, why'd you say
Now
that?
you're just being misogynistic.
Why are you saying that?
I
Hey, we almost saw John Cena nude, and my man's in fucking tremendous shape. So I'm not even mad. I think we saw more dicks in this movie than anything else. There were several dicks.
Was there a tasteful titty?
There might have been, but I remember
I don't think we saw any titties.
of course, the infamous scene where
Are you okay? You
guy
have a stroke?
I was trying to think of his name. I already Bloodsport. Jesus.
Okay.
I was gonna say Deadshot because that was Will Smith.
Oh yeah. Well, we don't talk about
Bloodsport and Peacemaker having like a Johnson measuring contest,
yeah, like
if you will.
Whose pee-pee's bigger? Yeah.
And it turns out those were all good guys, and they killed them all by accident, basically, which was fucking. That was great too. I loved it. And he kills the one guy, and he's got the shirt. He's just hanging wind.
Yep.
Or what's the hanging bird or whatever the phrase is.
Worm is out for a swim. I don't know.
Swim in a coffin, perhaps.
Yeah. Right. Oh boy. So
yeah, Stallone does deserve an Oscar nomination.
I
for
liked
this
King
one.
Shark, but it wasn't. I didn't like him as like a character. It was just more like all right.
He was a durable fucker. There were several fake out deaths for him when he like falls out the building.
He's like the Hulk of the team. He's just
I wasn't
idiot.
sure, and I got to thinking, how did they put the bomb in his head if he's so impervious to bullets and everything else? Does he even have one?
Who knows?
Someone call James Gunn right away.
Yeah, we need answers.
I
to
need
these
to
questions.
know what's going on.
Here at Pick It and Flick It Enterprises, we do.
we're on the 37th story of a high-rise building right now.
We do this. What do you want? Oh,
we did briefly.
We did briefly. Tasha's trying to pretend like she's on this episode. We do this cool thing where we
So that's the end. We're just. He was great.
Fucking rate things. Pick or flick. Pick being great. Flick being terrible.
Okay, they're not children. They know what to do.
They know what's going on.
Vox, what did you think of the squad or whatever the fuck stupid thing you said because they don't want to say the naughty S word?
I'm pretty sure Red Letter Media.
The
said
Kill
that.
Yourself crew. That's going to be the next one.
Oh God. It was a pick from me. I feel like it was.
I would have been shocked if you flicked it because it seems like for as much as you didn't want to like this movie, I think you did.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
Yeah.
So I went into the movie not happy about it. But after, like I said, after that fucking halfway point, man, there's a lot of things that started to change. The song was good. Taika Waititi was good.
Yeah.
Starro being the villain was good.
Yep.
Overall,
Taika only had the two scenes.
Yeah,
right?
he was just there, but I'm just like, boom,
Well,
I love
he
it.
even had that great little thing saying like, "Why rats? Because everyone hates them. If they've got purpose, so do we all." You know?
sure.
They keep that shit uplifting.
Yeah, it's all right. It was there. But it was a pick for me.
Okay, well, yes, clearly.
I would assume that it would be a pick from you as well.
Yeah, it's actually a flick. I'd give it a 1 out of 10.
Yeah,
no.
zero rating. But here's the whopper.
Yeah.
Here's the whopper. We like to lay out the
Let's see if
the
it's
numeral system. No,
See
it
if yours
didn't.
changed.
It didn't.
No?
Sorry
Okay.
to break it to you.
That's okay.
Out of 10, what you giving it, big boy?
I'd give it high 8, low 9. I think I have it as a 9. It might even go up to a 10 with further time. I don't think it was perfect.
Have you watched it twice already?
I watched the beginning again on HBO,
okay.
but I did go out and see it straight up because I wanted to support
I was
it.
with you.
Yeah,
so.
you were, but
Yeah.
they weren't.
Yeah, but they
Unless they were.
Oh, we might have some local listeners that we don't know about. I'm giving this bad boy a big fat 7 out of 10. It's just it's just not full. That first half, man.
And you know what? I
That
think
first
you
half.
should watch the first one because
I'm
to
sure
steal,
it'll change.
I guarantee you would go up
we
at
didn't
least
really
2.
talk about her, but fuck Harley Quinn. Like, I'm so sick of seeing this fucking dumb bitch all over everything. And I swear to God, on my Letterboxd thing, my review of this movie is if I had $1 for every asshole that was commenting or reviewing this movie with a Harley Quinn profile picture, I could make this movie again on my own.
I mean, yeah, I like Harley Quinn. No, I again, okay. It's hard to.
You just like Margot Robbie's boobs.
Those weren't in this movie.
You still like them, which means you're
I
still
do.
gonna see what
I do
she's
enjoy
in
them
because you want to.
It's not
have a
my
chance.
fault that I'm a straight man. Okay,
I don't think
I'm
she's
sorry.
That attractive. I don't think she's that good looking.
I would disagree. I think everyone in this movie was pretty attractive. I would say there's no standouts that I can.
Even
think.
Weasel.
Even Weasel. 'Cause
Even Boomerang Man.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he's got a gold tooth. You know, I'm
Yeah,
sure that's
that's
worth
true.
I'm sure he'd
Even Goro or
Goro
whatever her name is.
Goro.
What's her name?
I already forgot again. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Conan the Barbarian or something.
No, my god.
What
What is her name? What's her
Mongol.
Mongol?
I was gonna say you got the computer. Okay,
Mongol.
real quick before we bounce, I like this movie was the best Harley Quinn stuff we've ever had. So let me tell you this. Okay,
Oh, boy.
let me break this down for you. Again, it's hard to just not go. Here's what this movie did so well versus. I think people are calling it Studio Squad now because it's not Damon Ayer's vision. I don't know anything about that, okay? I'm just a guy.
I don't even know what you just said. Go ahead.
Okay.
You're just a guy. I know.
The first movie has nothing for anyone to do. This movie, while juggling 85 characters at once, has time for a Harley Quinn marriage subplot and made me care about that. And then she's got this great action scene where she sees the violence as flowers and all this off the fucking handle things. And I just think the first one had her walk around with a baseball bat and say really bad lines. So I can't really fault Harley Quinn for being in it. If this was the first and only thing she was in, I think we'd be fine because I don't remember anything from that fucking Birds of Prey or whatever. Whatever, who cares?
The only thing I have to say about Harley Quinn is boring. Next.
Sure.
That's it.
Okay.
It's a wrap. Thanks for listening.
All right, thanks for watching. Bye.